What is up? I'm going to run through a couple of Maren's snatch attempts and just show you a comparison. The one on the left is a little bit heavier, but they're both over 90%. I want to show you some differences in the lifts right here. So first I'll play it in slow-mo for you, and then we'll come back and do a little bit of a breakdown on it. So you notice that step forward on the one on the left. The biggest difference I've found so far in these lifts, um, obviously the one on the right is a little bit lighter, so she gets it better back into the hips right here. She could do even a little bit better job of sweeping that bar back into the hip. So after this extension, the big thing that's throwing her off right now is her speed under the bar and the elbow lockout. So you notice here, about right here, she's locked her elbows out. And I have these timed out as well as possible. So she's got her elbows locked out, and she has now about parallel and the ability to start driving up against the bar. Now, if you compare that to the left side at the same time, so elbows locked, her elbows actually are not locked out. She's got a little bit of looseness in the elbow, and she's about at the same depth in the hips. So as you can see on the heavier one, she gets locked out about half a second later. But what that does is that puts her catch into a lower position. And for her, we're working on this, but that's her weakness. So what happens is the bar kind of drives her down into the hole, and she loses some tightness down here in the bottom. And what that causes is now she, like I said, not very tight in the bottom. And as she comes out of the hole, she has a lot harder time getting out of that overhead squat, which you can tell she's very far behind as these videos were synced up, right? So on the right, she's able to get out of the hole pretty comfortably, keep her balance. On the left, not so much. It's kind of a grind, a struggle, and she loses her balance and takes a step forward. So the big difference between these two lifts, again, are her speed at pulling herself under the bar and establishing her position so she can begin to drive against the bar. So remember that and make that a priority and start working on your speed underneath the bar. Thanks.